So, comparison is the thief of joy. That's something a lot of people are saying. A lot of creators and motivators and speakers, people that I listen to all the time and respect, say the same thing. But it's one thing that I strongly disagree with for 3 reasons. And I'm going to debunk the belief that comparison is the thief of joy because of 3 important things. And not wasting time. Number 1, it's because most people are only comparing the things that they are less than when looking at somebody else. Like, for instance, I got a little brother and he has children, and I can look at, if I looked at him having children, and be like, oh man, he's got kids and they're running around and he has, somebody to carry on his name and, his legacy and all that kind of stuff, and the happiness that his children bring. And I can see by watching him that is a good feeling. But what if I just compared that and didn't compare to the fact that he has less money because of it, and that, he has less time and less freedom because of it? Then that would be a slight on me, because there's good and bad to everything. I'll look at, there's models that I follow on Instagram, and, models that I see on Instagram, and every now and then they'll have a boyfriend, and I can be like, okay, well, what does he got that enables him to get a girl like that? Because we all, as men, sometimes we compare ourselves to other men, and I am no exception. I will look and be like, okay, what's this nigga got going on that he can get a girl this fine with this fat booty? And I'll look at his page story. I'll tell you the story one time. This goes perfectly in this. The first time I ever saw, and this also lets you know how out of touch I am with current pop culture. First time I saw Jason Derulo was on Jennifer Mez's page. It was the dude that she was dating. I did not know who he was. I was just like, oh, Jason Derulo. I didn't even know his name was Jason Derulo. I just saw him and saw that they were dating. Now, usually when I see one of the models I follow with a dude, I'll be like, okay, what's this dude got going on? And I look at their page and I say, okay, well, he's funny, or he's eccentric, or he's crazy. And a lot of times it's just that they're rich. But I saw Jason Derulo, and he, no homo, he looked so good. Like, he was such a fine dude in such in good shape. I was like, I didn't even question it. I looked at him, and by sight, I was like, oh, yeah, he could pull her. And I had no problem. No clue who this dude was. Fast forward about a year or 2 later, when I finally get on TikTok and I follow Will Smith. And Will Smith did quite a few collabs with Jason Derulo. So I saw Will Smith with Jason Derulo. I was like, oh, that's Jennifer Miller. I didn't even know, again, I didn't know he was Jason Derulo. I was just like, oh, Jennifer Mez's boyfriend. And I was like, okay, well, he's doing collabs with Will Smith? Who is this dude? Then I found out he's Jason Derulo, singer and writer and wealthy and all that kind of stuff. I was like, oh. So then, yeah. Then it totally made sense. But that kind of brings me into point number 2. When comparing, when you're comparing with somebody else, you don't know their full story. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and I need you to pay attention to this, because this might be the most important thing I say in the video. Your perception of somebody is never going to be truly right, because your knowledge of their life is incomplete. I don't care how close you are to them. I know my brothers very well, and I've known them since they were born. But I don't know everything that's going on in their life because I'm not with them 24/7. So think of somebody that you don't even know personally trying to compare their life to yours, it's going to be incomplete because you just don't know what's going on in their life. P. Diddy looked like he had so many things going on for him, but he was pumping niggas in the rear by force at the end of the day. So, yeah, there's that. I mean, on a more serious note, take Robin Williams, who was loved, admired, and respected by millions of people, had a awesome movie career and great comedian and everything. Then he kills himself. You don't know what's going on in somebody's life. So trying to make a comparison for something that you don't know is futile. It's always going to be a point where you're going to have to understand that there's things that you just don't understand. And you're going to have to learn how to be okay with that. And the grass is greener mentality is really poisonous, because somebody's grass might be greener than yours, but their grass also might be fake. So number 3 kind of brings me into number 3. The number 3 is, and this might be the most important, is because number 3, we don't value what we have and the abilities that we have, the things that we have, as much as we should. There's a lot of people that are walking around with a lot of genius in them, but they don't see what they do as genius because it comes effortless to them. There's things that you do easy that others cannot do. I think it was Albert Einstein that said, everybody is a genius, but if a fish judges its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life thinking it is stupid. Have you ever seen a bird fly? Have you ever watched fish swim? It is so awesome. It is effortlessly. It is effortless. But to them, it's just something they do. Like birds don't. I'm not telepathic to animals, so I've never asked. I'm not Dr. Dolittle, so I couldn't just be like, bird, what's going on with your flight? Nah, I haven't asked, but I'm in theory, birds don't. I think that birds look at flying like we do walking or running. It's just something they do. You know what I mean? But it's so effortless, and it's a beautiful thing. And I guarantee you that there's something that you do in your life that somebody looks at and they're like, wow, I wish I can do that. Like if you have the ability to watch this video, if you have the technology to watch this phone, or you have a laptop, you own a phone, or you own a laptop, I guarantee you there is somebody who would trade lives with you right now, and you're just taking what you have for granted. And I'm going to encourage you to not do that. So, quick review. You're only comparing the things that you're less than with somebody. You're not comparing the big picture because you don't know everything that's going on in somebody's lives. And 3, you are minimizing the value that you have and the things that you have in your own life. Now, when you understand these 3 things, you'll understand that comparison cannot be the thief of joy, because you're not even comparing correctly. Because if you were, it wouldn't. Like you would understand. I promise you, anybody or anything that you compare yourself to and you knew the full story, if you compare big picture, you would see that there was a whole lot more to your life that is good. I mean, like, comparison should be able to bring you joy, not take it away. But that's just one way to look at it. So I want you to think about that. And also, one more thing before I go. Just learn how to be grateful. Once you, and this is not to make you more prideful, but learn how to be grateful and appreciate the things that you have. and find your own genius. Because you shouldn't be cynical and try to look for ways that you're better than other people, but you also need to understand that the truth is that you probably are. Even though you don't want to think I'm better than this person at this, or I'm better than the person at that. When you look at somebody and be like, well, they're better than me, or they have this, or they have that, you need to look inward too, because there's a gold mine in each and every one of you. Point blank, period. Till next time.